Historically speaking, May is actually a pretty good month when it comes to crypto metrics and price performance. If we look at the chart here, we do see more green versus red. Also, I see high green percentage numbers and relatively lower red percentage numbers. Of course, that is all contingent on having the right selection, which begs the question, which altcoins ought to be considered for May 2024? Stick around, we explore 4 projects in this video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, whether that's into our picks for May 2024 altcoins or otherwise. I wish you well. But I'm not a financial or investment advisor, so just remember that this video is not official financial or investment advice. Okay, and my first pick of 4 that we're going to be examining in today's video is PARSIQ, ticker PRQ. PARSIQ is really all about connecting on-chain and off-chain apps in real time. That's what the team has been doing for a long time now. However, recently a big change has occurred. As you probably know if you're a regular of this channel, blockchains cannot communicate with each other. They can't talk amongst themselves. So smart contracts only work really on their own networks. That used to be the case, that used to be the standard, but not anymore because PARSIQ released the reactive network. Very simply, that means smart contracts can now read contracts on other chains. And as a result, smart contracts on EVM chains can now talk to each other. This really does have massive implications. I mean, just for example, smart contracts can now trigger actions on different chains. So for instance, during a game on Polygon, you could potentially trigger an action on, let's say, whatever, the BSC chain. So it's 100% cross-chain and, very importantly, it's interoperable. But it's not only about gaming. Of course, the scope is much, much wider. It can also work great for things like trading, for example, with arbitrage. We just released this article about this particular issue. Check it out. I'll include this in the description below. But arbitrage is basically when the price of an asset is not the same across different exchanges and different chains. Reactive smart contracts would allow you to react more quickly and take full advantage of those price differences, of those arbitrage options. And so to clarify, with the reactive network, you're not relying on oracles anymore. Everything stays on chain. All off-chain components, like a centralized exchange or a price feed, these become obsolete. This is really revolutionary as a result. And PARSIQ is a much cheaper but really very real competitor to the graph. And we love the graph. We're not going to disparage the graph. In fact, we have GRT in our 50x portfolio. But the reality is that the current price of PRQ sits at 12.03 cents. And it has a market cap of only $31.3 million, which is significantly by orders of magnitude less expensive, or less valuable, I should say, than the graph. And so the upward price potential for PARSIQ and PRQ versus GRT is just on another level. And of the 310 million max and total supply, already 260 million PRQ are in circulation. This is a project that is well worth keeping your eye on. Okay, and coming in at number 2 here on our list is Goldfinch, ticker GFI. And with Goldfinch, we enter the world here of RWAs, real-world assets. Goldfinch's goal is very simply to have financial inclusion for everyone. Hence, Goldfinch provides credit lines, meaning you can supply your USDC and borrowers can borrow. However, the twist is that these borrowers are actually companies from all over the world, startups in maybe Africa or institutions in major American cities. The difference is that they all have access to the same capital markets. That's because Goldfinch brings the capital market to the user. A major difference is that you don't need collateral. Instead, with a collective assessment of other participants, they check the creditworthiness. BlackRock recently started a multi-billion RWA fund, and as a result, RWA projects in general saw up to a 20% price hike in their tokens. This also included Goldfinch. The current price of GFI sits at $2.70. Its market cap is at $191.9 million. Out of the 114 million GFI tokens, 71 million are in circulation. And over the last year, GFI is up by over 400%. And if you followed our advice over a year ago when Goldfinch was sitting at 63 cents in this video, that's when we highlighted this project and really recommended that you keep it on your crypto radar. If you heeded our advice, hopefully you were able to profit and benefit because it has really been a good year. But if you haven't, don't despair because RWAs really, that's a narrative in crypto that's not going anywhere. It's getting more and more attention and really is a big deal. If you've missed the boat so far, that's okay, but keep paying attention because this is a very important space. Next up here, and at number 3, we're looking at Axelar, ticker AXL, AXL. And I'm getting pretty excited here because, first of all, this is really all about cross-chain. Secondly, Axelar is part of the Cosmos Hub, which is my personal favorite ecosystem. And this project offers the Axelar virtual machine and the interchain token layer. So it's a lot about bridging, but there is more to it than just that. The Axelar VM allows for permissionless connections of new chains. And this makes it much more than only a messaging service, because in fact, it's more like a fully programmable cross-chain layer. The interchain token service allows developers to launch tokens on more than one network. There's also no coding required here because it's a decentralized and open source feature that allows for interoperability. However, there are 2 more important features that I should make note of. First of all, the interchain amplifier that allows developers to connect new blockchains with a permissionless setup, and the interchain maestro, which offers contracts and templates across various chains. Axelar is programmable, scalable, and secure, and it currently already serves 15 chains, more of which are on the way and soon to be announced. The AXL token's current price sits at $1.02 with a market cap of $658.9 million. The maximum supply has no cap, and the total supply is 1.1 billion tokens. Out of these, 644 million are already in circulation. For context, AXL is, down today, but up by about 100%, a little more than 100% actually, over the course of the last year. Okay, and last but not least here, we're looking at number 4 at Helium Network, ticker HNT. And with Helium, we are deep here into the IoT, or the Internet of Things, as well as DePIN. This is really, I'd say, the crossroads of those 2 important narratives. And DePIN, as you probably know, is all about providing infrastructure. And that is pretty much exactly what Helium provides. It offers decentralized wireless infrastructure. Mining on Helium started in July of 2019. That's almost 5 years ago. However, a little over a year ago, in April 2023, Helium migrated to Solana. And currently you can find Helium partners really all over the world. For example, here's a map that shows its hotspots. It uses its nodes to connect its network with wireless devices, and by building coverage using compatible hotspots, you can mine the Helium tokens. These are IoT and mobile, mobile. Both of these are backed by HNT and convert to HNT. And there are also data credits. These are USD pegged utility tokens. They derive from HNT, and you can use them to pay gas fees. However, you can only produce DC by burning HNT. So there's a nice mint and burn mechanism in place here as well. The current price of HNT sits at $5.12 with a market cap of $847.2 million. Of the 223 million max and total supply, 164 million are in circulation. Over the course of the last year, this is a token that has gone up in price by 222%.